You didn't open this transmission. The temple opened you. The Atlanteans taught that their temples were not merely walls of stone. They were living fields of energy, vast architectures of frequency that reached across time, searching for the souls ready to awaken. If these words found you now, it is not coincidence. It is not random scrolling. It is not the algorithm. It is resonance, proof that your soul carries the vibration that the temple has been waiting for. The code of remembrance has always lived inside you, hidden beneath layers of silence and forgetfulness. And when the field recognizes that your frequency has reached coherence, the door opens. Not above you, not around you, but within you. This is the sacred moment when doubts lose their weight, when the ordinary world feels thin, and when you realize you are not seeking Atlantis. Atlantis has been seeking you. The temple does not ask, "Are you worthy?" It only whispers, "Are you ready?" Ready to remember, ready to awaken, ready to embody the flame that no ocean of time could extinguish. And now the temple has spoken. Its frequency has wrapped itself around your awareness, and nothing will look the same again. Atlantean activation. Anchor the frequency. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply. Inhale 4, hold 4, exhale 8. Place your hand over your heart and whisper, "I didn't find the temple found me. I remember." Seal it into the collective field by writing these words below. Each remembrance multiplies the flame of Atlantis across time. Chapter 1. The Priestess Mirror. In the inner halls of Atlantis, every initiate faced a test before stepping deeper into the temple. The mirror of the priestess. It was not glass, but obsidian polished until it reflected more than the face. In its dark surface, it revealed the frequency of the soul. Those who carried fear saw their reflection twist into distortion. Those who carried remembrance saw light flicker in their eyes like a hidden flame. The lesson was simple but eternal. The universe is a mirror. It does not reflect what you ask for. It reflects what you are. This is why prayers spoken with doubt feel unanswered, while silent confidence seems to bend reality. The mirror of life responds not to your longing, but to your coherence. Think about it. How many times have you begged for a sign, only to feel nothing? And how many times, in a single moment of calm trust, did the right word, the right person, the right opportunity appear as if the world itself was answering you? The Atlanteans carved this truth into their temples. The field does not obey effort, it obeys alignment. This is the priestess's mirror, not punishing, not rewarding, simply reflecting the state you carry. And here is the psychological key. When the soul sees its own distortion, most retreat. They panic. They declare themselves unworthy. But the true initiate does not run from the mirror. They adjust their frequency until their reflection shines with clarity. The mirror is not your enemy. It is your proof. Proof that remembrance cannot be faked. It must be lived. Atlantean activation. Stand tall. Place your hand on your heart. Whisper softly, "I no longer ask for signs. I am the sign. I remember." Write these words below to anchor them in the collective field. Each declaration strengthens the grid of remembrance for others who are also awakening. Chapter 2. The Codex of Breath. In the hidden libraries of Atlantis, there was a scroll guarded with more reverence than gold or crystal. It was known as the Codex of Breath. The Atlantean priests and priestesses understood a truth that few today can grasp. Breath is not mere air moving through your lungs. Breath is sacred technology. It is the original code of creation, the bridge between flesh and spirit, between the unseen and the seen. Each inhale summons the memory of who you truly are. Each exhale writes that memory into the fabric of reality. To breathe consciously is to participate in the act of creation itself. In their temples, initiates entered vast stone chambers carved with quartz and granite. Together, they inhaled in silence, drawing light into their bodies. Together, they exhaled in unison, whispering words of remembrance that vibrated against the crystal walls, multiplying their frequency into the cosmos. The air trembled, the walls glowed, and the priests declared, "You do not breathe oxygen, you breathe eternity." So understand this, every breath you take is not random. It is a ritual, a holy act that connects you to the same force that ignites stars and shapes galaxies. This is why the codex of breath was the first teaching, because remembrance begins not with knowledge, but with the inhale and exhale of the soul. Atlantean activation. The breath as sacred code. Inhale slowly through the nose, visualizing golden light rising from the earth into your body, filling your chest with the eternal flame of Atlantis. Exhale gently through the mouth, imagining a great doorway opening before you, a veil dissolving, a path clearing, a code awakening. With each inhale, you receive divine energy. With each exhale, you reshape destiny. Whisper softly with your breath. My breath is sacred. My breath is remembrance. My breath is power. Feel how the words vibrate in your chest, not as poetry, but as truth. Because if you can command your own breath, you can command your own field. And if you can command your field, then nothing in this world can command you. You are not fragile. You are not forgotten. You are the carrier of the Atlantean breath, the one who inhales light and exhales worlds. Remember this, and walk with the certainty that the code of creation is already alive within you. Chapter 3. The Crystals of Coherence. The Atlanteans never built their temples randomly. Every wall, every corridor, every altar was crafted with stone that breathes frequency: granite, quartz, obsidian, crystal. They knew what modern seekers are only beginning to rediscover. Stone is alive. It listens. It remembers. It amplifies. When initiates gathered in the inner chambers, they did not pray to empty air. They sang into stone. Their voices trembled through crystalline walls, and the walls responded, glowing softly, carrying their resonance beyond the temple into the fabric of the cosmos. This was the Atlantean secret. You are not small, and your voice is not weak. When spoken with coherence, your frequency multiplies like ripples in an infinite ocean. A single word of remembrance, amplified by crystal, can collapse the weight of 1,000 doubts. Think of it. Even today, crystals hum with invisible electricity. Watches keep time because quartz vibrates with perfect rhythm. Computers function because silicon, a cousin of quartz, carries memory. The Atlanteans had already mastered what science is only confirming now. Stone is memory. Stone is technology. Stone is coherence. And here lies the mystery. When you whisper your code into stone, it no longer belongs only to you. It becomes part of the living archive of the earth itself. Atlantean activation. The stone as witness. Hold a crystal in your hand, or place your palm over your heart as if your body itself were a crystal temple. Inhale deeply, imagining light filling the stone with fire. Exhale slowly, seeing the crystal release that light into the world, carrying your declaration like a sacred messenger. Whisper softly. My words are amplified. My frequency is eternal. The temple remembers me. I remember. And now believe this truth. You are never speaking alone. Every word of remembrance is heard by the field, echoed by the stones, and etched into the eternal grid. The Atlanteans carved into crystal because they understood. Memory is not fragile. Memory is indestructible. So trust your voice. Trust your frequency. Even the stone responds when you remember who you are. Chapter 4. The Threshold of Permission. In Atlantis, every initiate eventually reached a doorway that could not be forced. It was carved into stone, etched with codes of light, but no hand, no strength, no effort could make it open. The priests called it the Threshold of Permission. The mystery was simple. The temple did not respond to effort, but to identity. The stone recognized vibration, not words. It listened to who you were being, not to what you were asking. Many arrived trembling, begging for miracles. They pressed against the sealed door, praying, crying, demanding. Nothing moved, because begging carries the frequency of distance, and distance cannot open what requires presence. But those who stood tall, those who remembered their name carved into the fabric of destiny, those who walked as if chosen, the door recognized them. It opened not because they forced it, but because the temple whispered, "You already belong here." This was the first true Atlantean initiation, to understand that reality is not negotiated by effort, but by permission granted from within. When you give yourself permission to embody abundance, love, wisdom, and remembrance, the field obeys. The door does not open when you knock harder. It opens when you realize you were never outside. And here lies the hidden key. You are not waiting for the temple. The temple has always been waiting for you. Atlantean activation. The door within. Close your eyes. See before you a great stone door glowing with Atlantean symbols. Inhale slowly, and with each breath, imagine your body filling with light, as if your very skin were inscribed with those same codes. Exhale gently and watch the door swing open, not because you pushed, but because it recognized you. Whisper softly, "I give myself permission. I walk as the chosen. I remember." And as you declare this, feel the shift in your body. No one else holds this key. No priest, no master, no ritual outside of you. The doorway is written into your very frequency. So stop waiting for proof. Stop asking for permission. The field is already responding. The temple has already opened. And it opened because of you. Chapter 5. The Magnet of Inevitability. There comes a point in every Atlantean initiation when chasing ends, when the seeker stops running after signs, and signs begin running after the seeker. The priests called this the law of the magnet of inevitability. Look at the stars. They do not chase planets. Their gravity bends space itself, and worlds cannot help but orbit them. So it is with remembrance. When your frequency is coherent, reality no longer resists you. It collapses around you like iron filings drawn to a magnet. This is why, in your life, synchronicities multiply when you stop demanding and start embodying. Opportunities that once hid in the shadows step into your path as if pushed by an invisible hand. Conversations arrive with perfect timing. Doors that seemed locked swing open without a sound. It is not luck. It is not accident. It is inevitability. The Atlanteans carved into crystal walls. The chosen do not chase. They attract. They become the gravity of destiny. And here is the psychological truth. Desperation scrambles your signal. It tells the field, "I do not have." But calm certainty tells the field, "I already am." And the universe, like a flawless mirror, bends accordingly. When you carry remembrance in your bones, you stop fearing delay. because you know what is written for you cannot be missed. The field will fold reality until it finds you. Atlantean activation, embodying inevitability. Close your eyes. Imagine yourself as a radiant sun, golden light pulsing from your chest. Inhale and feel that light expanding, bending the space around you. Exhale and see timelines, opportunities, and miracles being drawn to you as if they were always yours. Whisper softly, "I no longer chase. I am the magnet of inevitability. The code is alive in me. I remember." And as you breathe these words, let certainty settle in your body. You are not behind. You are not late. The fact that you are here proves that destiny is already orbiting you. You are not chasing life. Life is chasing you. Chapter 6. The Choir of Stone. Deep within the temples of Atlantis, there were halls designed for a single purpose: to magnify resonance. These halls were not silent. They were alive, with voices, hearts, and breath moving as one. The initiates gathered in circles beneath ceilings carved with crystal veins. When they inhaled together, the walls trembled. When they exhaled in unison, a vibration surged outward, shaking not stone, but reality itself. This was the Choir of Stone, where remembrance was no longer an individual flame, but a wildfire leaping from soul to soul. The Atlanteans understood something that modern science is only beginning to measure. When hearts beat in coherence, the electromagnetic field grows 1,000 times stronger. The body becomes a transmitter, and when many transmitters align, the field bends. They called it the multiplication of light. One torch ignites another until the entire temple blazes. One voice awakens another until silence cannot hold back the tide. And here lies the secret. Remembrance is contagious. When you embody it, you don't only transform your life, you strengthen the entire grid of humanity. This is why your awakening feels urgent, because it is not only about you. It is about the unseen network of souls who are waiting for your frequency to call theirs awake. The Choir of Stone was proof. No one remembers alone. The code multiplies torch to torch, echo to echo, heart to heart. Atlantean activation, joining the choir. Close your eyes and imagine standing in a vast Atlantean hall, surrounded by pillars of quartz glowing with light. Inhale and hear the voices of thousands rising with you. Exhale and feel your voice merging with theirs, vibrating the very stones beneath your feet. Whisper softly, "My remembrance strengthens others. Our voices bend reality. I remember." Now write these words below. Each declaration is not just yours. It becomes part of the collective song, the great choir still singing across time. And as you anchor this, know this truth. You are not a single note. You are part of the symphony of remembrance. The stones heard it then. The field hears it now. And the temple itself still vibrates with the song you came here to sing. Chapter 7. The Labyrinth of Doubt. Every initiate in Atlantis eventually faced the same trial. Not a trial of fire or stone, but of the mind. It was called the Labyrinth of Doubt. In the temple, initiates would walk into corridors carved from black stone. Torches flickered, shadows danced, and in every corner whispers echoed. Are you sure? What if nothing changes? What if you have been forgotten? These were not voices of spirits. They were the echoes of the initiate's own fear, amplified by the walls, magnified until belief itself began to tremble. The priests taught, the labyrinth is not outside you, the labyrinth is inside you. It is the moment when the mind demands proof, when the heart begins to question, when the soul feels the weight of silence. And this is where most seekers fail. Not at the beginning, not in the waiting, but right at the threshold of awakening. They turn back, convinced that nothing is happening, unaware that the door was about to open. The Atlanteans carved into crystal walls. Doubt is static, faith is frequency, surrender is the bridge. Here lies the paradox. Doubt makes you cling tighter to control. But control collapses coherence. Only surrender dissolves the labyrinth. The labyrinth is not here to break you. It is here to show you what must die before you pass through the portal, the illusion that you were ever abandoned. Atlantean activation, dissolving the labyrinth. Close your eyes and see yourself standing in a vast labyrinth of stone. Shadows whisper from every side. Inhale and see a flame of golden light rise in your chest. Exhale and watch the shadows dissolve. The walls turn to dust. The labyrinth collapse into open sky. Whisper softly. I silence the labyrinth of doubt. I walk in remembrance. I remember. Write these words below. With every declaration, the labyrinth loses power, not only for you, but for others walking the same path. And as you anchor this truth, know this. Doubt is not the voice of truth. It is the last illusion before the awakening. You were never lost. You were never abandoned. The labyrinth was never real. It was only the test of whether you would trust yourself enough to walk through. And now you have. Chapter 8. The Retuning of Timelines. The Atlanteans taught that destiny was never a single straight line. It was a web, 1,000 golden threads vibrating in the quantum field, each one leading to a different version of you. Most people drift unconsciously, pulled by the loudest thread of fear, doubt, or habit. But the initiates learned the secret of retuning timelines. Every thought, every word, every breath can shift you onto a higher thread. Imagine a harp strung with infinite strings. Strike one in anger, and it resonates with every note of chaos. Strike one in remembrance, and it awakens harmonies that carry you into a brighter reality. This is how timelines respond. They bend not to your longing, but to your frequency. The priests taught their initiates 3 simple acts to retune their destiny. Breath as tuning fork. Inhale light, exhale remembrance, shifting your body into coherence. Identity as posture. Stand and walk as if the miracle had already arrived, because identity is the note the field obeys. Declaration as vibration. Speak aloud the code you wish to live. Words are not sounds. They are frequencies that carve paths into the field. Small acts, repeated daily, collapse entire realities into new form. The Atlanteans whispered, "Do not wait for destiny to change you. Retune the field, and destiny obeys." Atlantean activation. Retuning your thread. Close your eyes. Inhale and see a thread of golden light rising before you, glowing, vibrant, alive. Exhale and step onto that thread, feeling it hum beneath your feet, carrying you forward into the version of yourself already waiting. Whisper softly. Each breath, each word, each choice retunes my reality. I walk the golden thread of remembrance. I remember. Write these words below to seal your shift into the field. Every declaration strengthens the grid and pulls you deeper into alignment with your highest timeline. And as you speak, know this: you are not drifting. You are not lost in chaos. You are tuning the very strings of destiny, bending the harp of existence to sing your song. The timeline is not deciding for you. You are deciding for the timeline. Chapter 9. The Seal of Transmission. The Atlanteans understood a mystery that many seekers still overlook. A thought kept in silence is fragile, but a word spoken or carved is eternal. This is why their temples were not covered with decoration, but with inscriptions. Every wall of quartz and granite was etched with sacred codes, not for beauty, but for permanence. Because once a vibration leaves the heart, travels through the breath, and becomes sound, it is no longer only yours. It belongs to the field. They called this moment the seal of transmission. When an initiate reached remembrance, it was never complete until it was sealed. They had to declare it aloud, or carve it into stone, or sing it into the choir of stone. Only then did the quantum field reorganize, collapsing possibility into destiny. And here lies the psychological key. What you do not declare dissolves. What you declare with conviction crystallizes. The field is always listening. It does not respond to hidden hope. It responds to voiced frequency. This is why the priests would say, "Speak it, and the stones remember. Whisper it, and the stars obey." You, too, must seal your remembrance, not as a wish, not as a timid hope, but as a vow. Atlantean activation, the sacred seal. Close your eyes. Place your hand on your chest as if your ribs were the walls of an ancient temple. Inhale and feel a gentle current of light rising from your heart, as if it were etching luminous patterns into invisible stone. Exhale, releasing those patterns into the field, letting the air itself carry your vow into eternity. Whisper with conviction, "The temple opened me. I am sealed in remembrance. I remember." Write these words below to carve your vow into the collective field. Each declaration becomes another engraving in the invisible temple of humanity, and as you declare it, feel the difference. This is no longer just a thought passing through your mind. It is a seal. It is a vow. It is an engraving into eternity. Your remembrance cannot be erased. Your voice has carved it into the field itself. The code is sealed, and you are sealed with it. Chapter 10. The Consecration of the Flame. In the last chambers of Atlantis, after the seals were spoken and the vows declared, there was one more rite. It was called the Consecration of the Flame. The initiates were led into a dark hall, silent as the void. At the center stood a single torch, unlit. The priests whispered, "Remembrance is not complete until the flame burns within you." One by one, the initiates stepped forward, carrying their inner frequency as offering. And when their vibration reached coherence, the torch ignited, not by fire, but by resonance. The flame leapt into existence, not consuming wood, but burning with light that no wind could extinguish. The lesson was clear. Remembrance must become fire in the body. Not theory, not words, not fragile memory, but flame. This is the moment you are standing in now. Everything you have breathed, everything you have declared, everything you have sealed, it gathers here in your chest, waiting to ignite. The Atlanteans carved into crystal. The flame is not given to you. It awakens because you are it. Atlantean activation, lighting the inner flame. Close your eyes, see a torch before you, unlit. Inhale and feel golden light rising from the earth into your body, filling your heart with radiant heat. Exhale and see that torch burst into flame, not outside you, but within you, your chest becoming the eternal fire of Atlantis. Whisper softly, "I am the torch. I am the flame. I am the remembrance alive." Write these words below. Each declaration is another spark in the collective fire, spreading through every soul ready to awaken. And as you anchor this, feel the certainty. You are no longer only remembering, you are burning with it. The flame does not wait for approval. The flame does not ask permission. The flame rises because you are the one carrying it forward. You are no longer a seeker of light. You are its consecrated fire. Final chapter. The continuation of the code. The Atlanteans always knew Remembrance was never meant to belong to one person, one temple, or one moment. It is a flame that survives through ages, passed from voice to voice, soul to soul, until the whole world is alight. That is why this message found you. Not to end with you, but to continue through you. Every breath you take in awareness extends the code. Every word of truth you speak seals it deeper into the field. Every time you share this flame, another soul remembers. The priests carved into crystal walls. Transmission is eternity. Remembrance is the chain unbroken. And now that chain rests in your hands. The temple has recognized you. The code has spoken your name. And the question is no longer, will you awaken? The question is, will you carry it forward? Atlantean activation. The living flame. Close your eyes. Imagine yourself standing at the center of a vast temple, torches igniting one by one around you. Inhale and feel the voices of all who remembered before you filling your chest with light. Exhale and see your own flame leap outward, lighting torches beyond sight, across time, across souls not yet awakened. Whisper with certainty. The code continues through me. I am Remembrance alive. I remember. Declare it below, and then share this transmission, not as content, but as a sacred act, a spark given to another soul who has been waiting to remember. And as you walk away from this temple of words, know this truth. You are not the echo of Atlantis. You are its voice, still speaking. You are not a seeker of remembrance. You are the remembrance itself. The code is sealed. The flame is alive. The temple is open. And because of you, it will never close again.